Oh, what's good, my menace society? It's your host with the most, Shadow Low, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and are subscribed to the channel. It's absolutely free of charge. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. Right? Now, we got the YouTube ghetto news. Right? These are topics that I have been getting asked, right, by my subscribers to get my thoughts on. Now, when people say, "Well, who are you, and why should anybody give a fuck about what you gotta say and all that?" To them, I say this. I ask myself the same question, bro. I don't know why people want to know my opinions on stuff, right? But they ask, so all I do is just answer, bro. So you should be asking them that question. I don't know the answer to that, right? I'm still shocked that I still get like a few views out there, people actually listening to what the fuck I gotta say. Right? So it always blows my mind. Um, Now, a lot of people, when I say a lot of people ask me, right? Now, I don't mean by like thousands, right? But I do mean a lot of people, right? So I just merely come and answer the questions, right? So you gotta take it out on with them. Now, the first topic on the list, right, was if I had seen Mr. Criminal and his apology. And what do I think about it? Well, first of all, I thought it was such a pointless thing to do, right? Because, he had said that he was taking the higher road now. He was looking to find himself and looking to change his life around and um turn to religion or whatever, right? But he was looking to finally, find peace with himself and all of that. So why he would come out with a gangster, I guess, reply back, right? With vague threats is beyond me, bro. I actually don't understand the purpose of that, right? Because um, the individuals he needs to take this, how can I say, this situation to is not the audience or the fans, right? They can't save him in this. They have no say so in this, right? So he can try to stay face with them, right? But he's not the ones he should be worried about or the ones he should be talking to, at least when he's trying to state his case, right? Because they're not going to be able to do nothing for him, right? Because you can try to gain all the sympathy with them all you want, bro. But it's here where it counts, and their opinions don't affect here. So um, it's irrelevant to try to plead your case to them, right? And another thing, like, if somebody's taking the higher route, why even stoop down to the level of, like, threats or showing weaponry? And I didn't understand the purpose of the song, right? Because it didn't clear up anything, right? Um, None of the situation or nothing like that. So to me, it was just pointless, and it was just a money scheme, right? Like, because people wanted to hear his reply, that way he gets his views, right? So it was just like to get money, right? And for somebody who's always bragging about money and flossing money, for him to be doing stuff like this in order to gain, views to bring him revenue, is, contradicts, what he says about him having it made, and he don't need none of this and drama and everything like that because he's getting paper and he's set already. And then why lean into the shenanigans then? It doesn't make any sense. And like I have always said, just because somebody has money and has cars and everything like that does not mean that they're right about whatever the situation is, right? Just because you have money and success doesn't mean that you're right about the debate, bro. You could still be wrong. A broke person could still be right, if he's right about the discussions that they're having. Money has absolutely nothing to do with the conversations, bro. If whatever they're debating, whether it's, him saying this and that, or debating, a sport, or, science, field, or anything like that, right? But what does money and fame have anything to do with the arguments that we're having here, right? Those things are irrelevant to the conversation. So why bring them up? People only bring them up because they know that they're losing, and since they don't know how to accept their loss, they do this in order to cover up the fact that they're losing the debates, right? Um, when it's okay to be wrong, not everyone's right, and not everybody knows everything. So the fact that you're going out like this, right, or using this and it's an excuse, always like people are jealous of your fame and success, is just ridiculous already. People just need to, leave that for the birds already, because no one's buying it, my guy. You know what I'm saying? The discussion is about this, not about financial money and success, bro. To why even bring it up? So the whole song, had no substance to it, so it's irrelevant, in my personal opinion, right? So I think that that was pointless. Now, the other thing that people, had asked me about was, what are my thoughts on the P Diddy thing? Well,
Oh yeah.
it's looking mighty bad for P Diddy, especially who the fuck needs 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube, my boy? Don't fuck around. Like my boy is like literally like stocking up just in case there's like another COVID or a fucking natural disaster, a fucking tsunami. I said tsunami, not salami, right? But you know, I don't know. For him, it might be different. But like literally, like who needs all of that, right? And it's bad for Diddy because this is a RICO. He's being tried with a RICO indictment, right? And it's bad enough that he's being hunted down by the feds. It's even worse when they attach a RICO, because RICO cases are very, very hard to beat, bro. They almost have a 100% success rate in conviction. You know what I mean? So the fact that it has RICO indictments, bro, is gonna be very difficult for him to try to weasel his way out of this, right? Especially them confiscating laptops and all these cell phones. And I mean, the type of people that we're dealing with, these are not street individuals, so they're gonna talk, bro. They're gonna whistle and squeal like, they're gonna throw you under the bus. So he is screwed. He thought he was untouchable, that his success and money, will get everyone to turn the cheek, that everyone has a price to them. This is people with money really feel like that everybody's like them, that everybody has a price to them. That you can buy people off, but not everybody. You can't buy everybody's silence, bro. That's one thing that they have a hard time comprehending. That not everybody's in it for money, or not everybody's world revolves around money. But you know, this is where reality hits, right? So I feel like he's screwed. I know it's innocent to proving guilty, but I'm not saying that he's guilty of everything, right? But he's gonna be guilty of some stuff. Like he's gonna have some devious behaviors to him, some shit that's not a-okay, and he's fucked regardless. In my personal opinion, right? Um, I don't feel like he did it because he wanted to be gangster or this and that. I think he's just a brat who's a sexual deviant, right? Um, who gets his kicks off of weird shit. It's my personal opinion on that, right? So, beating a Rico, good luck. you know, hardly anybody ever beats a Rico. So, that's something for him to think about right there, right? And now, another thing that people had asked me about was if I had seen the incident with this northern rapper guy named Little Toro, right? And I got in what's up, guys? With some other individual, right, in a live, and he socked them up and whatever, right? What are my thoughts on that? Well, my thoughts on that is that um, it happens on a day to day, bro. Individuals like that, sock up other people, right, or conflicts between individuals, right? Um, so I don't know the backstory behind all of that or what exactly happened. It seemed like the individual was a fan of him, right, and this guy was tripping, right, because to me it seems like there's some mental illness going on, right? There's witchcraft talk and governments and spells and witchcraft, and I understand that a lot of raza believes in the witchcraft and the supernatural, right? I'm just not a believer of magic and stuff like that, right? But that's just my beliefs, right? To everyone meets their own. So I can see why he would believe in all of that, right? Because the culture has a lot of people that do believe in witchcraft and voodoo and curses and spells and all that. But like I said, if individuals really had the power to do that kind of stuff, the world would be a completely different, thing, right? Because people would just be able to cast spells and be able to do witchcraft on individuals. And I mean, that's practically a superpower, my boy. So the world will be a completely different, place, bro. You would have individuals being able to cast spells and all this and that. You know what I mean? I mean, that's magical powers, bro. They'll be able to get their way, with anything, bro. So they would be kings and ruling the world, bro, with that kind of abilities. So, you know what I mean? So that's why I just I save that for the movies, you know. Um, and like I said, you can't help somebody who's not willing to help themselves. In order to better your situation, it starts with you, not blaming the world, not blaming, everybody else for your misfortunes, right? It starts with you, getting your act together, right? Like realizing that, you know, you can't depend on other people, or you shouldn't be, putting all your, how could I say, reliance on somebody to get you out of the predicament that you're in, right? You got to know how to now gather your thoughts and look what's right for you, right? Like, stop with all the negativity and keep negativity people away from you, and just focus on yourself and getting your first of all, getting yourself together, right? Mentally wise, right? And then just lining up your priorities, right? And just tackling them one by one and not trying to do everything at once. You know what I mean? But like I said, now they say that there's certain charges on this individual. I don't know, that to be true because I haven't seen anything, right? If it is true, then that person could kick rocks and for all I give a fuck, right? Because individuals like that shouldn't be given no fucking help at all. But like I said, I'm not gonna come and speak that on the individual because I haven't seen anything, so I'm not gonna recklessly speak on what I don't know. But if so, then good, whatever's predicament he's in, right? Um, so that's just my thoughts on that, right? Um, and overall, just stay away from the bullshit. You know, don't focus so much on the negativity that the world throws out there, right? Because I can see why a lot of people get stuck in thinking that the world is going to shit, or that everybody is now doesn't know how to behave or has no morals, right? Because when people focus too much on negativity and never focus on the positivity of life, they tend to see the world from that lens of negativity, right? That the world is hopeless and people are just full of bad behaviors, and we're only getting worse and not better, right? Because as many bad things or bad videos or bad individuals or bad whatever you could find out there, as many positive videos, acts of kindness and all of that, that's out there, right? Just depends where you choose to focus your time on, right? Is how you'll see the world. You focus on negativity, you will see the world through a negative lens. You focus on positivity, you'll see the world in a positive light. But the choice is yours. But overall, that's just my opinions. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Shadow, we out.